Thank you for coming in and for your interest in our company and the position. I would like to use this interview productively to learn as much as possible about you in a relatively short period of time. I'm going to lead our conversation with questions, but you are more than welcome to jump in and to ask me whatever you might consider useful about the company or about the role. I'm also going to take a few notes on my laptop, and I hope that isn't too distracting. Let's start with tell me about yourself question. Who are you? What have you studied so far? What has been your experience?
Well, thank you for the question. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Sony Rahman, and I'm fresh graduate from State Polytechnic of Sriwijaya. I'm majoring in accounting. Back in college, I was active in organization and committees that helps me to develop my skills. In this organization, I learned about public speaking, teamwork, time management, and leadership. And I also a part of student executive board.
During your preparation for this interview, I guess you thought about what you do the best. What are your biggest strengths? And how do you think our company would benefit from them?
I'm good at English, both written and spoken English, and I also good at public speaking, so I could communicate with foreign people around the world. Since this is a multinational company, so I think my skills can be used for this company.
What about your development areas? What do you have identified as your greatest and biggest improvement areas? And what have you done to improve them so far?
Talking about development areas, mine is I can work under the pressure. This is the most I can do. Because of that, I always finish my works early so I can have more time to take a break before doing some other works. And fortunately, I never have to stress about the work.
I see on your resume that you had switched jobs not too long ago. Why did you leave your previous position?
I'm a fresh graduate, so the reason why I left my previous position is because I want to jump to the next level and have more responsibility to improve myself by joining to this company. And I'm sure this company can help me to reach my dream.
All right. Why are you interviewing with me today? What made you apply for this job, and why do you want to work here?
Honestly, I'm so excited to apply for this job because it would give me the opportunity to grow and be the better version of myself. I choose this company because I see that this company is a great place to contribute to an exciting company in forward-thinking industry. And I'm sure I can use my skills that are particularly well suited for this position.
Okay, so now tell me about a time when you were in charge of a project with a deadline. Which was the project and how did you meet the deadline?
Once I have became a PIC in a webinar, and that's the first time I do something like that. And for beginners, I quite enjoy the excitement for the role, but I'm not gonna lie that it's very challenging. Talking about deadline, fortunately, me and the team can handle it because the most important thing is communicate. When you do communicate, anything can be solved.
And so tell me about a time when you showed an initiative on the job. When was it and which was the outcome?
Talking about initiative, I ever sing in front of the freshmen in my college just because the event is over time.
Tell me about a time when your communication skills helped you at your job. When was it and what did you do?
It was when my lecturer had to giving a speech in front of my new friends, but at that time there is no MC, so I volunteering myself to be the MC, and it was going so well.
Okay, now give an example of a situation where you had to deal with the conflict at work. What did it consist of and how was it resolved?
I actively readjust my attitude during a conflict situation This means that I strive to listen to the other person's point of view without becoming defensive. I also attempt to move the confrontation to a private space to avoid further complication. In some instances, I have felt it necessary to voice my opinion when I disagreed with a boss, and it has actually proven to be constructive. For instance, a previous manager's unfriendly behavior had a negative influence on my work, and I started losing motivation and job satisfaction. Eventually, I asked for a meeting and told him in a calm and polite way how I felt. To my surprise, he told me he was having difficulty in his personal life and was not coping well. After that, he made an effort to be less critical, and I was more understanding.
You know, we're currently interviewing more candidates. That's why I would like to ask you, why do you think we should hire you? And why do you think we should choose you over other candidates?
As a recent college graduate, I know that what I'm lacking is career experience. However, the qualification that I bring cannot be measured by traditional experience. After holding offices in 4 different organizations and managing a full course load with a job at the university's admission office, I learned how to multitask and prioritize responsibility. In your fast-paced organization, the ability to effectively prioritize is a significant component of success.
Good then, thanks. Now, do you have any questions for me?
Well, I have 3 questions for this company. The first is, can you share more about the day-to-day responsibilities of this role? How would you describe the pace of a typical day? The second one is, if I were hired for this role, what would you want me to achieve in my first 2 months? And the last, what mechanisms are in place for performance reviews, and when would I receive my first formal evaluation? Thank you. That's all.